Next, we've got one more. Trim probably would have enjoyed this, sadly. AA, woke down. My car broke down, but when I phoned AA, they told me we can't prioritise lone women because that's equality. That's right. Silly bitch got equality and turns out she doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's funny how that it's funny how that often happens, isn't it?
I love it because I actually retweeted, like, because she did a thread, and like the second tweet in the thread, she's like, "I'm pretty sure this is not equality because men will have less anxiety being out at night," and it's like maybe that's why you shouldn't have pushed to be treated like a man with boobs then.
Yeah. Statistically speaking, a lone man is far more likely to encounter violence than a lone woman, anyway.
Yes, pretty much.
I mean, there is always going to be the type of person who might try and become a predator if they see a woman that can't get away from them.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
at the same time, like the whole point is, like, she's probably one of these people who's yipped on about wanting to be treated like a man with boobs, and then she gets treated like a man with boobs, and she's like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
But if you're a lone woman and you break down on the roadside, no matter how you look at it, the statistically most likely thing is a man will stop and help you.
Yes. Well, it used to be that, but nowadays, because of women, it's definitely the rate has definitely gone down though. Specifically because of women like this who see a man show up in anything other than an AA van and go, "Ah, rapist, save me!" Runs into traffic, gets creamed by a truck.
Well, I mean, even if a fucking police, let's be fair, there are women now that if a fucking police car stopped, they wouldn't fucking let them cut.
To be fair, based on recent UK events, I think they've got a higher chance of being raped and murdered by a cop than they do of a regular civilian.
No, that's true. But yeah, it's yeah. Statistically speaking, the person who stops is not going to be a rapist.
I think it's historically, like, probably would have prioritized, a woman broken down on a country road.
Well, they absolutely.
Like, they probably would have.
They absolutely, yeah, no, they 100, no, they
there's a reason why it always used to sort of be women and children first, because, like, we do try and prioritize the safety of women. We always have. It's just recently where feminists have been like, no, more, and everybody's turned around and went, fuck yes. And then you get situations like this, where she's like, "Wait, what?"
Let's be real.
I'm being treated like everyone else.
And while Oil is right that statistically a lone man is more likely to be the victim of violence, situationally, this is probably one of the circumstances where a woman is most likely to be the victim of violence. Chances are, a bunch of guys driving past a man broken down the side of the road probably aren't going to come at him for violence, because men usually commit violence. It's either interpersonally because they're a shithead and they get involved in shithead-related violence, or they're after cash. And the guy stuck on the side of the road with his little shit box because it's broken down probably doesn't have a lot of that.
Yes.
However, the woman in her little hatch with no man, no dog, and no chance of defense on the side of the road, that might be an appealing target to a creep.
Oh yeah.
Somebody who just takes the opportunity, takes advantage of the situation.
Yeah, but it's far more likely that some guy will just stop and help you than some guy will stop and rape you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But unfortunately, this woman seems to think that every man is a rapist.
Well, yeah, of course. No, I don't think that she's just saying that that women should probably prioritize. And I think historically most men would agree that women probably should be prioritized. But
it was the second tweet that got me.
Sorry, ladies, you did it to yourselves.
Well, some feminists did it to us.
Yes, but feminists like this woman getting exactly what they fucking asked for.
But it was the second tweet that got me, where she was like, "I'm pretty sure this is not equality," and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure this is.
It's exactly what you asked for. Oh well, the thread is posted on the page, so we'll have a look when we get to it. So, Dr. Mott of Bristol told The Sun, the operator gave me an estimated time which was knocking on for a couple of hours. I asked the coal handler why they treated men and women the same and they didn't prioritise lone women. They said there's no difference and they just said that's equality. They've been trained to say it. Academic, of course she's an academic, was picked up by an AA truck less than an hour later, complained online, but was told she'd been advised correctly. Right, so she was given an estimated time of a couple of hours and was then picked up an hour later. Gee, it's almost as if they say it's about equality and then prioritise women anyway.
So they said, oh yeah, we'll be with you in a couple hours. And she immediately got her fucking Karen hat on and was like, how dare you not appear in front of me instantly? Don't you know I'm a lone woman?
Yep. So
yeah, essentially WhAAmen, yep.
So then, of course, whiny women criticised the company's stance. Some useless bitch said one woman is murdered by a man every 3 days in the UK. Priority must be given to ensuring women safe. One woman is murdered by a man every 3 days, so 100 a year. How many men are murdered in the UK?
A lot of that probably is domestic as well, as in not.
I would guess that 99%.
That they've never met. It'll be domestic incidents.
I reckon over 95% is going to be domestic.
Yeah, of course it is.
And again, that's only 100 a year. How many men are murdered in the UK?
Virtually no one gets murdered without the people knowing them prior.
That's why that Sarah Everard was headline news. Not because it happens every day, but because it was so unusual for somebody to be snatched off the street and murdered like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
seriously, if it were an everyday occurrence, it wouldn't have made a single headline.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's have a look at the thread, because of course the silly bitch has put it on. Hi, at the AA UK. I'm a lone woman whose car is broken down at night in the dark. Your coal handler has told me you treat lone women and lone men as exactly the same priority in such circumstances because that's equality. Yes, bitch, that is equality.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the tweet you were talking about, Disco. I'm pretty sure that is not equality. I will now wait alone in the dark for 90 minutes or more, something which as a lone woman nowhere near home is far more anxiety-provoking than it would be for a man. Right, because you're a weak-minded little bitch. If you follow the news...
how can she possibly assume that is more nerve-wracking for a woman than it is for a man? That's complete thought.
Because she doesn't...
unbelievable generalization.
Yeah, but she clearly doesn't care about men in the slightest. Oh, if a man gets killed, who cares? I'm a woman, protect me.
The thing is, though, like, if she just... Because I presume this was at night. Like, if she just gets out of the car, like she's supposed to, gets off the side of the road, like, who's even going to know whether it's a man or a woman in the car? Like, they're just going to see a stopped car.
Well,
unless she stood there, like, waving people down.
But didn't she say she's on the motorway?
Yes.
Well, even more reason for her to get her ass out of the car and off of the motorway. Like,
if you're doing 70 and you pass a stationary car on the motorway, you haven't got time to see who's in it.
You're not peeking through. Oh, it's running quick. Brakes on.
The lights inside your car are going to be off. Your car will be dark.
Yeah, and by the nature of headlights and glass,
like no fucking chance of seeing who's in it.
No chance in hell they're going to see who's in it.
Maybe pass it before you even see the car.
Off the motorway.
Yeah, she's supposed to be up on the hard shot. Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to get out of the passenger door and off of the road in case something like hits your car.
Yeah,
it's interesting how the advice changes depending on countries. In a lot of places, you're advised to stay in the car, leave your seatbelt on. I imagine it depends on how the motorway is designed and how easy it is to get off entirely.
See, yeah, you can't really get off entirely, and a lot of them now are smart motorways, which means they sometimes open the hard shoulder as an actual lane. So you've often got cars in that lane.
Mm.
So they do, I think, just generally advise that you get out and over the barrier.
Yeah.
Like, just off entirely. That way, if something did come along and just whack your car, you're fine.
Yeah.
But again, like, if she's got out of the car, she's over the barrier, like, who is even going to see her going past at 70?
Exactly. And if she's that fucking worried about it...
who she is, like, oh my god, there's a WhAAmen there! Like, they're just going to see a car.
Yeah. And again, they're on the motorway. Chances are they're probably not going to stop because it's fucking dangerous.
Mm.
It's just ridiculous. So, her next complaint was she was treated to a stand message which instructed her to get out of the car. Yeah.
Yep.
So, when your car gets wiped out by some idiot not paying attention, you don't go with it. But no. Apparently the chances of the car getting hit by an idiot who's not paying attention are far, far lower than a man going, "There's a woman in that car, I'm a raper."
Yeah, you just hear the screech of brakes as he flies past her. Like, no, I'm gonna have to stop for a raping.
I would also like to point out. I would also like to point out. I've seen a picture of her, and I don't think there was that much chance she was going to get raped.
Well, we've got a photo over here too. Yeah, no one's buying what you're selling.
Yeah, no chance.
And then she says, "I was lucky to have help from Chris, who sorted the problem for me and I'm home safe. Thanks, Chris. The membership came with the car purchase from at Hyundai UK, who might want to review policy too." Oh, of course, she's trying to get AA cancelled.
Yeah, she wants to cancel AA because she had to wait in line.
Yeah, like everyone fucking else. Then, of course, the AA comes back, says, Helen, you've been advised correctly. We don't prioritise based on gender. We do consider the location. So, as an example, we would prioritise someone on a motorway over someone, supermarket car park. Yes, you stupid bitch.
But did you see? I don't see it on this page, but under the tweet, I think he was CEO or one of the big wigs in the fucking AA.
President.
Then was basically turned around then and said, like, no, well, we do kind of prioritize on the back end, but we can't.
Well, we forgot the quote here, actually. After other members demanded clarification, AA President Edmund King said, "We use common sense to prioritise women, but by the letter of the law, we can't say that."
The thing is, nobody would even mind if they were. Like, historically, nobody would have cared if they were. They'd have been like, yeah, okay, although it might be unlikely, like, the repercussions of somebody who was passing and was a predator could be really bad in that case. So, fine. Like, most people wouldn't have minded that historically, but they mind now because feminists keep harping on about this shit.
Well, that's it. And most men wouldn't give a flying fuck if they're like, "Look, there's lone women ahead of you. You're gonna have to wait." Most men would be like, "Ah, fuck, fine." Then recline the chair and have a nap. As one does.
Some might even be like, I'll give me a chance to have a tinker myself.
Well, that's it. They'll jump the barrier.
So Charlie is gonna get it fixed before the AA gets you.
Yeah. Billy Blogg says blokes should just identify as women to get the AA service quicker.
Obviously.
You see, a lot of the time as well, like, you don't even phone the AA, because I used to be with the AA, and you just use the app.
Yeah.
Like, you don't phone them and be like, "Hi, I'm WhAAmen and I'm here." Like, you literally just use the app.
It doesn't have a special WhAAmen button.
No, it doesn't have a special WhAAmen button. You literally just, like, log into the app, and
yeah,
you're
but
like,
they know that you're.
This is the
problem.
problem.
You're a WhAAmen. Yeah, but they know you're a WhAAmen because of your fucking membership details.
Maybe.
Yeah, of course they do.
Don't phone them up and be like, help me. My damsel in distress.
Oh, I actually genuinely think all men on the planet should all identify as women and just be done with it. Just remove the option from women to separate themselves from it.
I only accept your claim if you get the surgery. Depends how far you want to go.
Wow.
Hi, we weren't the ones that made the rules.
At this point, I don't see what difference it would make to me, to be honest.
Ooh.
Depends how far you want to take the meme.
Already got the tits. Might as well.
I hear the surgery is a bit brutal, though. Gets a bit, funny afterwards.
Well, we do have a Jedi that can talk about it on the live show if anyone wants to. Pretty sure she'll be up for that. I got a very, 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 very graphic description of it during breakfast once.
Uh-huh.
No, I really did. You know things are bad when I'm making an uncomfortable face.
I guess that depends how far you want to take the meme.
Hey, look, Oil wasn't the one that made the rules, he's just playing the game.
Please shoot, it says Oil, you'd have to shave.
No, I disagree. I've seen women around here with equally expressive beards as mine.
Are you saying that you've been outdone by a woman?
Many times. All sorts of ways.
I wonder.
What's for dinner? That's the question.
It's an important question.
It is. I got a massive steak, but I probably needs about 3 hours to fucking just get to room temperature.
I have steak in my fridge. I should maybe think about having that.
Yeah,
I tried their steak or ribs.
I got a sister to the one I ate the other day. It's a full kilo.
Ooh, nice. Is it the steaks that look so good you could almost eat them raw?
Yeah. It's the other one. Oh. It's the other one.
Oh.
Oh no! Have you looked in the food port? Did you see the sandwich I ate during the stream? Jesus.
No.
Well, it's in there. Look. It's just, but you will have to scroll past Harry's horrific soup to see it.
Harry's soup is a crime against food.
It's definitely a crime. I'm not sure what it's a crime against exactly, but it's 100% a fucking crime.
There are allegations that it's food. I think it's charges soup with fraud for claiming it.
Well, the soup didn't look too bad until he put a fucking egg in it for some reason.
What?
Well, he basically he's making soup and then poaching eggs in it.
What? We need to put Harry down.
Everything else was acceptable, but this is too far.
This is too far.
Oh dear. Hi, I hope you enjoyed this segment from the Sultans of Chardonnay podcast.
If you like this segment, please click like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the full podcast in the description below.